Good afternoon and welcome to Citizen FM Global News at 1. I am Didi Eno. The former president of the Senegalese National Army and president of the country, Macky Sall, has advocated for more seats for the African Union. Sall made the call at the 77th Assembly of the United States General Assembly in New York. Sall spoke on issues ranging from the threat of terror, rising prices, a warming planet, and deadly conflicts. He said the global state of affairs in the world is dire, but that Africa needs more representation at the G20 of the United Nations Assembly so as to be able to bring African-related issues to the fore with a view to tackling them. A fierce opponent of the Senegalese president and mayor of Dakar, Barthélémy Diaz, has been sentenced to 6 months imprisonment and 18 months suspension. Diaz was sentenced for leading a rally in 2011 that turned violent, and a wrestler, Ndiaga Diouf, was killed. A Senegalese appeal court confirmed the sentence handed to Diaz and has said Diaz has been first handed the sentence in 2017, but the case had been getting adjourned ever since. Diaz's lawyer, Demba Kor Batili, said he would advise his client to appeal the judgment in cassation. Batili added that the implication of the sentence was that Diaz's mandate as a parliamentarian will not be affected, and his position as mayor is not threatened since the sentence is not final. Ethiopia has rejected a United Nations report of possible crimes against humanity in Tigray. Ethiopia's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Zenebe Kebede Kocho, rejected the findings of the UN investigators. Kocho said the report is self-contradictory and biased, as it does not pay any attention to the atrocities in the Afar and Amhara region, but solely focuses on Tigray. The head of Chad's diplomacy, Sheriff Mohamed Zene, has resigned. Zene was the chief negotiator for the government in the long-drawn negotiations that led to a peaceful agreement in Doha in August. The diplomat accused the ruling military junta of relegating him to the role of an extra after arbitrating for 50 or more rebel movement. His resignation comes amidst laborious national reconciliation dialogues. Guinea's military leader, Namadi Doumbouya, has landed in Bamako. He was welcomed by Mali's military ruler, Assimi Goïta. A communique stated that the visit comes as a goodwill working tour on the eve of Mali's 62nd independence anniversary and an ECOWAS extraordinary summit in New York today. Russian President Vladimir Putin says he is launching a partial mobilization of its citizens and calling up over 300,000 reservists.
Motherland, its sovereignty, and territorial integrity. To ensure the security of our nation and people at the liberated territories, I consider it's necessary to support the Defense Ministry's and General Staff's proposals to hold partial mobilization in Russia. We are talking about partial mobilization. That is, only citizens who are currently in the reserve will be subject to conscription, and above all, those who served in the armed forces have a...
And Putin announced an escalation of the war effort in Ukraine at the 77th UN General Assembly in New York. His speech set up a showdown between him and foremost world leaders.
Has various weapons of destruction, and in certain aspects, even more modern weapons than NATO countries. If there's a threat of territorial integrity of our country, in order to protect Russia and our people, we will certainly use all the means at our disposal.
And finally, from the U.S., the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has delivered a harsh rebuke to Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Because if nations can pursue their imperial ambitions without consequences, then we put at risk everything this very institution stands for. Everything. Every victory won on the battlefield belongs to the courageous Ukrainian soldiers. But this past year, the world was tested as well. And we did not hesitate. We chose liberty. We chose sovereignty. We chose principles to which every party to the United Nations Charter is beholding.
Biden described Russia's invasion of Ukraine as shameless and an action that should make their blood run cold. Biden made the strong assertion at the charter of the 77th UNGA in response to Putin's announcement of Moscow's escalation of Russia's war efforts in Ukraine. And that was Citizen FM Global News at this hour. To listen to us online, please visit citizenfm.ng. I am Didi Eno. Stay with us. Ogendi Igbo is up next.